I'm your number one fan.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
My mom and dad are gonna
I see dead people.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Welcome back to Killer Cuties
Why
podcast.
are you talking like that?
Oh, I was going to say welcome back from the weekend, but
It's very staccato.
Yeah.
The way you're speaking.
Yeah. Welcome back to Killer Cuties podcast.
There it is. Yeah.
It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Okay, let's move on. We've got news. Let's start there, and then we're going to talk about the movie Raw.
All right, we're back, baby.
Hello.
Okay, I have one piece of horror news because I was having issues with my PC, so I didn't really have a lot of time to research stuff.
There wasn't a lot anyway.
Sad.
Hmm.
But one thing I did found a few months ago, it was announced that Sebastian Vanacek would be working on the next installment of the Evil Dead film franchise. But then they just announced that Ghost House Pictures just hired Francis Galuppi to write and direct another Evil Dead movie.
Jesus, we just got one.
We got Evil Dead Rise. We're getting two more now.
Ugh.
So yeah, that's kind of exciting.
What is it?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I've been really enjoying like the new Evil Dead movies. I like that I think Sam Raimi's kind of like handpicking directors and then they're putting their spin on it, and I've enjoyed them. So yeah,
Good.
I'm excited.
Fun. I like it. To your point, there's actually not a whole lot of horror news. Kind of touched on it all the last couple episodes. So what I will give you is horror movies coming out in May 2024.
I like it. Hit me.
We've got Tarot. It's a supernatural horror, and it's directors' debuts. Both of the directors, it's their debut. It's based on a 1992 novel called Horoscope. It's coming out on May 3rd. I Saw the TV Glow is A24's next horror entry about two teenagers who find a supernatural world in their favorite childhood TV show. That's also coming out on May 3rd.
Nice.
I think that's the one I'm most excited about.
Yeah, I think that's our planned movie for May. Little spoiler, but I'm going to see Tarot on Friday, so we'll see.
Maybe we'll talk about it.
Maybe.
But no, that I Saw the TV Glow already has stellar reviews, so I'm really looking forward to it. Faceless After Dark is about an actress who is stalked by a super fan of hers. That's coming out on May 17th.
Ooh.
It's a clown movie, just trigger warning.
Oh.
The Strangers Chapter 1 comes out on May 17th also. I think we're all excited for that one. In a Violent Nature is the Deepwood Slasher. It's coming out on May 31st. And then New Life is about a woman desperate to cross the Canadian border to escape her past. That's also coming out May 31st.
Oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a couple there that I'm excited about. Some I haven't heard of, so
yeah,
that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to most of them.
Let's go, more horror movies.
Yay! We're finally out of the winter terrible movies.
Hey, Lisa Frankenstein came out in February. And that movie slapped. So
it was pretty cute. Yeah, I liked that one.
Already underrated. That's so sad.
Yeah. Well, other than that, not a great start to the year. But anyway.
Yeah, I haven't been blown away yet. I'll just say that.
No.
But what are you gonna do, you know?
We've got time.
All right, well, should we hop into episode 69? and start talking
69?
about Raw.
Wait a minute. 69? Eating? And this movie's about eating people? People eating people? Did you do that on purpose?
It's all coming together. I'm connecting the dots. Just kidding. No, I didn't do that. I can't remember why. I don't even think I knew that this was the 69th episode when I put this here. I just knew we hadn't done a foreign film, so I was like, let's throw one in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give a quick little summary for anybody who hasn't seen it or it's been a while. Stringent vegetarian Justine encounters a decadent, merciless, and dangerously seductive world during her first week at veterinary school, as everyone does. Desperate to fit in, she strays from her principles and eats raw meat for the first time. The young woman soon emerges terrible and experiences, not emerges. She soon experiences terrible and unexpected consequences as her true self begins to emerge. That's from Google. Cast and crew. It was directed and written by Julia Ducournau. Forgive me, I'm butchering it. They're French names.
Mm-hmm.
And then it stars Garance Marillier and Ella Rumpf. So yeah. Oh, and I forgot to look up the ratings. But it has a 7 on IMDb and I'm sure a high score on Rotten Tomatoes. I can look it up.
You're sure?
I'm sure it has a high critic score.
Critic score.
Audience score. Oh, wait, no. 93% critic score, 77% audience. So, fresh on both accounts.
That's a pretty big gap, though, between the two.
I've seen some bigger ones.
Yeah?
Oh, I've seen some, 80-50s.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, it's 97. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I can also see how this might appeal more to critics than it would to, a general audience. It's a lot.
Yeah. It's fun for us because we are both.
Yeah.
Critics and the general audience.
Exactly. I think I'm more of a general audience. I don't feel like I'm a critic yet. But maybe after another year.
Yeah. I mean, another year and then we're Rotten Tomatoes definition of critics.
Oh, I thought it was 3 years. Is it 2?
Maybe it is 3. Either way. Sooner or later we will be.
One day I will be a critic. I just wanted to let you know that while I was watching this, I was snacking on...
Ooh, no thanks.
I chose the worst thing, too. I was eating, mini, beef sticks.
Oh, I do love those, though.
They're so good, and I was just munching away, and then it got to the finger scene, and honestly, I kind of recommend it. It was highly immersive. It was like I, too, was eating and just snacking on a little finger.
No. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Shit. In our last episode, I was so excited for people eating people. I said I love when people eat people. What I actually love is when it's suggested that people eat people. I do not want to watch people eat people. I would just like to throw that out there now.
Oh.
It was not enjoyable to me to watch people eat people.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad we cleared that up. I really thought, wow, have I got a film for Katie?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like just the suggestion, then this movie is probably not for you. There's no suggestion. She fully eats a finger in front of her sister, whose finger it is. So
Yeah.
What would you do if you woke up and your sibling was eating your finger?
Kill them.
Oh, well.
Probably.
I mean, I think granted, she handled it better because she's obviously, like, in a similar situation. Like,
Yeah.
she knows why she's doing it, whereas if I woke up and my sister was eating my finger, that'd be crazy, because
Yeah.
cannibalism doesn't run in my family. Thankfully.
Thankfully.
Yeah, so I think I would definitely not have the same reaction she did. Also, for a movie that kind of centers on, like, a coming of age, but also, like, a sister relationship, and also the fact that it's from the perspective mainly of the younger sister, I could not have related to it less.
Yeah.
I don't think they did a single thing in this film that I'm like, yeah, me and my sister have been through that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty weird, too.
It's funny that you say that, though, because the first few drafts of the movie, the girls weren't sisters.
Yeah.
They were just an older student hazing a younger student, and then the director found that entirely unrelatable. So she made the sisterly bond development to give Justine a reason to keep going back to Alexia.
Yeah, I think that was a smart move. It definitely works better as a sibling relationship.
Yeah.
It's just not one I personally can relate to, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you think about cannibalism, it's not something that runs in families. It's like culty, it's like survival, it's old medicine. It's never hereditary. So I really liked that it was like that was very unique.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely like an interesting take on it. And like I remember like the first time watching it, like you don't really realize that it's hereditary until these experiences with the sister where like she's not freaking out about it and you're like, okay, something's going on that's more than this, because although in all honesty a lot of the students did not react the way I think I would react. Like if two sisters started fighting each other, or even students, and then started like eating each other on campus, I would probably have a bigger reaction than just the oohs and ahs that were happening.
I would hope. And I think that that's what kept me kind of on the edge of my seat the whole movie, is that, oh, is this hereditary, or is this school just like culty? Like, what is it? And then you get to like the shirt taking off scene, the dad.
I'm sure you'll find a solution.
Ugh. She's just gonna find a man that lets her eat him?
I mean, I don't think he's necessarily saying that she has to find her mother's solution, but I think he's more saying, like, there's ways to deal with it. The moral of this movie is there's someone for everyone.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be an NC-17 movie.
Yeah.
Originally. Which I wouldn't mind seeing an NC-17 cut of it. I wouldn't like it, but I wouldn't mind watching it.
Yeah, I feel like the only way that it could have gone to NC-17 would be if they, like, expanded on the sex scenes.
Yeah, I could,
because
I
feel
could
like
get much more graphic.
Yeah, they did what they could in terms of gore, I think.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't think that was necessarily needed for my personal experience.
Fair.
But yeah, it's definitely graphic. When they showed it at a theater in LA, they handed out like custom-made vomit bags.
Ew.
I think that's cute. I kind of want one. Not used, obviously.
Well, yeah. This was one of those movies also where it said that people were leaving early during screenings and people were fainting and vomiting, and the director was like, what the hell? This isn't even a horror movie.
I think it's wild that she does not classify it as a horror, but
Insane.
Then also uses horror in her description of it.
Yeah, body horror.
Yeah, she says it's a mix of comedy, drama, teen movie, and body horror. But I'm like, babe, you said horror right there. It is.
Yeah.
What are the actions in this film, if not horrific? Like, I don't know.
Did you think this movie was funny at all?
Not really.
Good, thank you. Oh, thank God. Oh.
Did you think it was like a comedy horror that you just missed? Or?
Well, she said it was. The director's like, oh, it's a comedy body horror. No, it's
Yeah.
fucking not.
I don't think there's a ton of humor in it. Maybe like a laugh every once in a while,
Yeah.
but not. No. I almost think she has another film that I think we'll watch eventually. I think it's technically classified as horror, but I feel like if she doesn't think this one's horror, there's no way she thinks the other one's horror.
Mm.
But it's called Teton, and that had scenes where I was kind of like, okay, there's humor in this.
Yeah.
But this one, not so much. Also, fun fact, in Teton, there are characters named Alexia, Adrian, and Justine, who is also played again by Garance. So, clearly, she likes that actress, and clearly she likes those names.
Yeah. I mean, don't fix it if it's not broken.
What is a script, if not for just an Alexia, Justine, and an Adrian?
I guess. Well, that must have come out after this, because this was her directorial debut, yeah?
Yeah. I think it's, like, technically her second feature film. You looked like you were going to say something.
Yeah. And then you did, so I just stopped. I like what she did with, or what she said about Adrian's character a lot. She said that he was easily her favorite to write. The reason that Adrian is gay is because the director didn't want a sexualized relationship between him and Justine. She didn't want the audience to come into the movie thinking and then expecting that he and Justine would end up together or would have sex. Even though, like, that's kind of what happened, sort of. She didn't want them to expect that, which, I mean, totally worked. And then he also reflects what the director wanted the audience to feel about Justine's character. So, like, a sort of empathy and tolerance for her behavior. Because she was very much trying to, ascend from these urges, I guess, while her sister was very much descending into this, like, I'm just going to go full cannibal.
Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely clear that she's, like, trying to resist it, but is not able to.
Yeah, that withdrawal scene.
Yeah, the director made Garance watch the scene from Train Spotting, where he goes through withdrawal to, like, get her into that, which... Talk about movies that are horrific that are not technically horror movies. Train Spotting is up there, so...
I haven't seen it. What is he withdrawing from?
Drugs.
No.
Heroin, I believe.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's more like a... Oh, what's that fucking movie with Jennifer Connelly about drugs? Fucking Jared Leto's in it. Whatever. I fucking hate that guy.
Starts with an R.
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
It's more... I feel like it's got a similar vibe like that, where it's about drug addiction and how that can kind of overcome and take your life over, and there's, like, horrific scenes in it, but it's a drama,
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
I'm trying to think of a point of reference for you to use with the drugs.
Breaking Bad is a good one.
Okay.
There's some detoxing happening in that show. And there's also some
Great.
too late to detoxing.
Oh, rip.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, though, is I actually thought about Breaking Bad while I was watching this.
That's weird.
I know, because I haven't seen Breaking Bad, but...
Very weird.
It's on my list. But I was thinking about it because I was obviously like pulling up a lot of stuff about this movie, and I found this one article that was so long and ranty, and like maybe I just am blinded because, not to give anything away about like ratings, but I do like this movie, so like maybe that was my bias. But they were like digging into this movie about how everything that she does is just despicable, and like it just made me, I was like, do you think that they're promoting this? We're supposed to be horrified by what she's doing. And I just think it's so interesting because I never see articles like that when it's a male anti-hero. Like, you never see articles going in depth about why Walt White is actually a bad person. Like, we know because we're watching him do bad things.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the show and I know.
Yeah.
Because you can connect the dots. So I need people to just use their brains and connect the dots and understand that no one watching this movie thinks that it's okay that she's eating people or SAing Adrian or any of the things that she fucking does. Like, they're abhorrent. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Let women be anti-heroes. That's my rant for today. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
You're welcome. Anytime. I wouldn't have paid for it, but...
Oh,
just kidding.
Not even $1?
I'm just joking.
Joking.
I'm joking.
No,
No,
go ahead.
after you.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I know the sister like kills people on the road, right?
Crazy.
She just jumps out in front of cars and makes them crash to kill them, like a silly goofy girl.
Yeah.
I just think like a car goes by, they keep talking, and then another car goes by, and that's when she does it, and that's not deserted enough for me to start munching on the side of the road because she just goes for it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna need like at least 30 minutes in between each car. That was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
Find a more deserted road. Please.
Or, like, just drag the bodies down the bank that you had to climb up and eat them there.
Yeah, but that would also, like, if someone sees the wreck and stops, and then they're like...
Also, is there no investigation happening when the police come and find this body half-eaten?
Maybe they just think an animal got to it.
More than once? That happened more than once in that same spot?
Yeah, I would, I don't know.
Terrible investigative.
I'm not a detective, so.
Yeah, terrible investigative skills.
I agree.
Yeah.
Somebody file a complaint.
Somebody poison the water hole. And you know the other sound that you just made me think of?
What?
What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to go to the movies? You want to kill someone? The apple orchard? I've been saying that all week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. Anyway.
The TikTok really gets into your brain.
Yeah, it's the talk. Justine eats raw chicken.
Yeah.
In this movie, which, hard to say if that was more off-putting than the finger.
Honestly, I think the chicken was worse.
I think so. Because, like, every time raw chicken gets brought up, it's bad. People are like, no, cook your chicken, throw it away, don't eat it raw, whatever. But sometimes when you talk about cannibalism, it's sexualized or glorified or, sometimes. But never eat raw chicken.
Yeah. You can take away from this movie, it's like, don't eat raw chicken.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lesson to every film.
And that's the lesson here.
And that's the lesson. Anyway. That raw chicken was actually sugar. Like candied sugar. And the actress did not care for candy after that. She said it didn't turn her off of chicken, it turned her off of candy for the rest of her life. She will literally not eat candy anymore.
That makes me think like I should make candy into a raw chicken form. And then like set an alarm for 2 a.m. and just go raw dog it in the middle of the night and see if that is like, oh, I don't actually like sugar anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have to be in the mindset of I'm pretending to eat raw chicken.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
maybe
That's
like-
why I set the alarm.
Okay.
Because then I'm still groggy from sleep. I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa,
Yeah.
what is this? Maybe I'll buy actual raw chicken too, and put them like next to each other just you know.
Why don't you just drip a little bit of the juices on there and then?
No, because we're not eating raw chicken. That's
Well,
what we've
I mean,
established.
we're getting closer.
No, but
Every
it's to
modification you
No.
make to your statement.
No, it's to trick my brain so that I'm looking at real raw chicken while I'm eating the fake raw chicken. You have to trick your mind, Katie.
almost, it literally, talking about eating raw chicken is worse than talking about eating a finger.
It is.
It's like so, like that's almost more taboo than cannibalism. Like,
You know, oh
people
God,
used to eat people.
I didn't write down the name of the person who said this, so I feel bad. But my favorite Letterboxd review for this one was someone said it, written and directed by Armie Hammer.
Ooh.
And it's not funny because he seems like a terrible person IRL, but it is. That made me laugh.
Yeah. He's the only famous person that's been accused of eating people.
Thankfully.
Right? Am I wrong? Am I right? I'm pretty right.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
pretty
think
sure.
celebrities really get accused of cannibalism that often.
Which means it must be true.
Yeah. There was the cannibal cop, I think in like NYC, but he wasn't a celebrity, he was just a cop.
Yeah, that's like saying what's his face is a celebrity.
Dahmer.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer, he's not a celebrity. He just ate people.
He just ate.
I put together a brief history of cannibalism.
Amazing!
And also the way to get away with it.
Oh, well,
For those interested.
I feel like if you can find how to get away with it on like a quick Google search.
Oh, no. It was not a quick Google search. I read a European psychiatrist. Wait, stop. Okay, starting over.
Mm-hmm.
I read a European psychiatry entry in this like medical journal, a gazillion pages long. It's called "You Look Good Enough to Eat: A Brief Exploration of Human Cannibalism and Mental Illness."
Great.
I started there and then spiraled.
Okay.
And found lots of fun facts. But I'll give a brief history first, and then I'll tell you how to get away with it. Okay. So it's assumed that Christopher Columbus is who coined the term, because when he landed in the Americas, there was a rumor that some of the native people killed and ate their prisoners. So not only did he create the word, it was also created based on a rumor, strictly a rumor, that these people were eating humans.
I hate Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, not a great guy.
Glad he's
But
dead.
that was a long time ago, so yeah. Anyway, in the 15th to 17th century, Europeans actually ground up mummified bodies and used that for all sorts of ailments like bloody noses and gout, and why, I don't know, but it was not frowned upon at that point.
Yeah, that's why mummies are like rare in museums.
Yeah, because they kept getting eaten by the Europeans.
Would eat them. Little freaks.
Yeah, seriously. But literally all the way up until the 60s, it was actually pretty common practice in like some religions. So in Papua New Guinea, there was a tradition that lasted until the 60s, late 60s, where family members would ingest the brains of their deceased kin, their other family members. But people started dying because the prions in the brain, it's what like makes your brain turn into Swiss cheese. That doesn't cook off. So you eat it, and then your brain, while you're alive, turns to Swiss cheese.
Yeah, everybody knows that if you eat people, you don't eat the brain.
Yeah. But that's where that came from, is in the
That's
60s.
why everybody knows it.
That's why we know, because a whole bunch of people died. Another fun fact is that it's really not recommended to, I mean, it's never recommended to eat people, but it's especially not recommended to eat people in a survival sense, because human meat is really not a significant source of calories. It's like half the amount of calories as any other red meat, and like a quarter of the calories of like bear and elk.
Skinny
So you're
beans.
what?
What?
What did you say?
Skinny beans.
Jesus. We're talking about survival here.
Low calorie diet, eating people.
Supposedly it tastes like pork, so there are worse.
Yeah, like more salty pork.
Who it's salty? Oh, because we're sweaty.
I don't know. I have a book about like serial killers, and there was a whole section on cannibalism. And I just remember it said like a more salty pork.
Gross.
Well,
Well,
maybe if we're like pork, it affects. So pork, the taste of the meat is affected if the pig is in distress when it dies.
okay.
So maybe it's tastes saltier because people who are eating it are killing people and they're in distress when they die. Maybe if a person's calm when they die, it tastes better. I don't know.
Yeah, like the people we should be eating are like the midsummer old people.
Yeah, because they're not in distress.
Yeah, they're
Well,
like,
the one that jumped and didn't die, he was probably in distress.
He was in
wouldn't want to
distress.
eat them.
yeah, but generally,
Yeah, because that's like when they kill pigs, they'll play music for them
yeah.
so that it's like they're happy, and then they
Mhm.
go in this elevator that like makes them pass out really quickly, and then they kill them.
That's humane-ish.
Yeah, my sister works in the pork industry, so
Oh, yeah.
that's how I know all of this. Should
Cute.
go and see it.
Cute.
But anyways, I'm just saying, maybe if we taste like pork, we're impacted like that. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, we are pretty genetically similar to pigs,
That's what I'm
Also.
saying.
which is probably why we taste like pork.
Probably why we taste like pork.
Wait, I didn't even need to read that fucking paper.
I can't wait for the auto captions to try to guess what I just said.
Just the stroke you just had.
Pork.
Anyway, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
Cannibalism isn't illegal in the United States or the UK, which is where most of our viewers are. In Australia. We have a lot of
Canada,
viewers in
Australia.
Australia. Yeah.
Oh my god.
A
Australia, hello.
Hi. Over there.
Down under.
Down under.
And now we have less Australian listeners.
Hello. Arnar.
Oh no. Please come back.
Cannibalism is not illegal.
Right.
It's what leads up to the cannibalism.
It's not the eating of the meat, it's the killing to get the meat.
Well, even if you didn't kill them, it's desecration of a corpse.
Right.
To eat it. So it's not the eating, it's yeah. So to get away with cannibalism, you have to eat yourself. That's the suggestion. You just eat yourself, which is actually called auto-cannibalism.
Yeah.
And fun fact, we in Western medicine have an auto-cannibalism practice that is currently kicking off. Kim Kardashian has done it. I forget who else has done it.
Oh, shut up.
No, it's really let's literally
You're
consider
gonna talk about eating the placenta, aren't
eating
you?
a placenta after giving birth to stabilize your hormones is a form of auto-cannibalism.
Acting like Kim Kardashian's eating her fake ass. Like, calm down.
Oh, wouldn't be surprised if she did that either. She's fucking weird. But
It's a little weird.
yeah. But anyway, there's also no real scientific evidence that doing that does anything for you. So I would only suggest to do that if you are interested in getting away with the act of cannibalism. Because there's more to lose than there is to gain. But I understand if you want to eat people.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You eat your placenta. Or yourself.
I'm good.
I'm
I'm good.
I don't need to. But just in case.
I thought it was going to be like a more fun way to get away with it, if I'm being honest. But
Eating yourself?
yeah, I thought it was going to be more like how do you get away with eating someone else,
No. Well.
So I feel a little bit cheated. I guess, like I said, you can't just, Google results on how to get away with that. Because then you're less likely to get away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's not illegal. I'm just saying.
Just saying. If anyone out there tries it, let us know.
And if you think I'm not going to make the title of this episode, How to Get Away with Cannibalism.
Sometimes you gotta clickbait.
I mean, I told you. It's not even clickbait. I told you how to get away with it. You just don't like the answer. That's not my fault.
No one's gonna like the answer.
Not my fault.
Yeah, that's fair. What else? Oh, Hideo Kojima?
I do.
Yeah, he did Metal Gear Solid and Death Stranding. He does video games.
Uh-huh.
He said this was one of his favorite films of 2018.
That's very specific.
Wasn't it that's maybe when you watched it?
Well, no, I mean,
when it came out in...
Yeah, this one Japanese video game producer that's created a walking simulator. His favorite film of 2018 is Raw. Hey, that's what I meant.
Oh.
It's very specific,
Sorry.
Fun fact. No, I like it.
Yeah. Well, because we like video games, so I thought...
Yeah, and we like him. He's teaming up with...
Thought that would go over well, if I'm being honest. But...
I like it. I like it. I'm just saying. It's a very specific fact. He's teaming up with Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
For a movie.
Oh, a movie?
That was a game?
It was a video game.
That's even more exciting.
Yeah, I thought... Because wasn't it announced at the Game Awards?
Oh, you're so right. Yeah.
Weird way to announce a movie.
Well, I mean... There are weird ways.
There are weirder ways.
They announced this movie with branded puke bags.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
Well, that was at a showing. They didn't announce it that way.
Well,
come on. Get with the picture. Yeah. I have another fun fact.
Okay.
I think the only time Garance used a body double was during the waxing scene. That was not her.
She was like a baby.
She was 17 at the time, yeah.
Which is, I guess, an adult by French standards, but...
Still a baby.
Yeah.
But yeah. And they actually just did the waxing. So.
I got a Brazilian wax once.
I hate they call it a Brazil. She's like, oh, I was doing Brazilians when I was your age, and then proceeds to not do a Brazilian.
Yeah, they were doing a bikini, and not even a bikini full.
No. Half-ass bikini.
That includes a butthole.
Well, maybe they were planning on getting there, but she got her finger chopped off before.
Yeah.
To the booty hole.
The butthole. I actually have only ever had half of a Brazilian wax because I tapped out halfway through.
Yeah.
Couldn't finish it.
They're not fun.
Oh.
It hurts.
It really does.
It hurts a lot.
I think I would rather have my finger chopped off. Honestly.
It would be a hard choice.
I don't think it is at all. I'm just I'll cut my finger off for you. That was terrible.
There you go.
Well, okay.
Oh. Well,
see, now it's a hard choice. Would I rather...
If you have to eat it, that's harder?
Would I rather cut off my finger and eat it or have a Brazilian wax?
The finger's off no matter what.
No, if if it's between, okay, if it's would you, that doesn't mean I want to eat it just because it's off. If it's between cutting my finger off or Brazilian wax, I'm cutting my finger off. If it's between cutting my finger off and eating it and a Brazilian wax, I'm going to have to think a little bit.
You wouldn't be curious about, like, what it tastes like?
No, because I know it tastes like salted pork.
But that's just a reference that people use. It's like when they say, oh, it tastes like chicken. It doesn't taste exactly like chicken. It tastes in that realm.
Like chicken. It tastes like chicken.
It's still different.
Not identical to.
Exactly.
So I know it tastes like pork. What more can I possibly want to know?
What if it's better?
I'm just saying, if I have to eat the finger, I'm walking out of there with a smooth ass pussy.
So it's not interesting. Okay. All right.
I don't want to eat people.
Okay.
I want to watch a movie where it's implied that people have been eaten in the past.
That's fine. I'm saying if it's between, like if the thing is chopping my finger off and that's what I'm choosing, eating it's not worse than that for me. I don't want to chop my finger off.
So you would rather eat a finger than chop your finger off?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's fair.
An ethically sourced finger.
The whole finger?
Well, I mean, like, I'll take a bite if I don't like it, you know?
I'm gonna throw up. I think. And it's mostly because of the PTSD of fucking Miranda with her hands up my cooch trying to Brazilian wax me. Holy shit. God, that hurts so bad. Miranda in San Diego somewhere. San Bernardino.
Wait, can we just bleep that whole thing? You just dox some
this was
random
like
fucking woman.
This was like 6 years ago.
Poor Miranda just listening to the podcast. What the fuck?
This was 6 years ago, at least, if not more. It was like 21. I think it was for my 21st birthday, actually. Went to Vegas.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was 10 years ago.
Yikes.
Yeah, we're old as fuck.
Yeah. I didn't even do anything fun for my 21st.
My boss took me to Vegas.
I was allegedly already over drinking at that point.
Yeah.
I've been going to the bars for like 3 years at that point, so I was like, eh.
How Iowa of you.
Nothing else to do. It was drinking or meth. I chose the better option.
Meth?
No, what? Drinking.
Oh. Well, to each their own, I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyway. Enough talking about my labia.
Great. Do you have any other fun facts about the film?
Oh.
Yeah.
That about wraps it up.
I had one more.
Okay, tell me.
There's a scene where Justine's in the mirror and she's like dancing to
Yeah.
this very graphically lyric song.
Yeah.
But it's a gothic rock rap duo called Ortiz. And it's a band made up of two twin sisters who like to rap about men in the traditional way that male rappers talk about women. And that's why it was so graphic.
Yep.
So.
Men do be doing the most when they're rapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, men. Yeah. I like that, though.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun little moment.
Yeah, the sisterhood kind of thing.
Sisterhood of the cannibalism.
Yikes.
Also, I'm sorry, if you're a cannibal and you know that eating meat triggers it and that it runs in the family, maybe you should inform your kids about like why they're abstaining from eating meat. I know that's a weird conversation to have with the kid, but if they're going away to college, I think they're old enough. And also, it just reminds me of how like really overprotective helicopter parents will do everything to protect their kids from it, and then the kids just go opposite direction. And they try everything. So I think maybe this all could have been avoided with an open and honest conversation from the mom.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on the parenting
Yeah.
in this film.
It just clicked that eating meat is what triggered it. Like, it didn't, and that's why they were vegetarian. It did, for whatever reason, that major plot point just clicked for me.
Just right now, and not when I literally said it was a plot point in the review that I did of it.
Did you say that?
I did, yeah. I specified that she's a vegetarian and she eats meat for the first time, and that unleashes.
Oh, yeah, you did say that, didn't you? Oh, yeah. Well, no, it just clicked right now.
Well, I'm glad you got there eventually. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're vegetarians because eating the meat is what triggered it.
Then why did the dad get eaten?
Well, because I think the mom was already, like, she'd already gone through it. I think she ate vegetarian to subside the children, like, just better to not have it in the house.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's why, and then they go and they do the hazing ritual, which is eating the meat, and then that's why the sister was eating meat, because she had to do the hazing ritual, and then I get it now. I get it now.
Well, when did you watch this film?
Almost a week ago now.
Okay, well, I took a week, but we did get there.
Yeah.
You now understand the movie you just watched.
Yeah. Thank God.
Thank God. Thank God we got there.
Yeah, seriously. Well, should we rate it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm excited for this, actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm usually very indifferent to our ratings.
Good to know.
Before we rate, I would just like to preface that I did kind of find that this had the same tone as The Menu. So it's funny that you didn't find this funny at all, because I thought for sure there were some things that would make you cackle. I was just like, oh, I think Cassie would think that's funny. So, but that's just.
No, The Menu was like straight up hee ha ha comedy. I don't know how you didn't get it.
I didn't get that movie at all.
It had literal, like, punchline jokes in it. This was more like an uncomfortable, like, oh, awkward type of thing.
Yeah. Well.
So it's interesting you felt that it was similar to The Menu.
Yeah.
That comparison says more about you than it does about me.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'll tie back into that when we're done rating.
Okay.
Okay. All right. How scary did you think it was?
I said it was a 1.
Yeah.
Because it's not scary to me, it's just more so disturbing. So that's reflected in my fucked up score, not in my scary score. I didn't feel scared watching it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Okay. I gave it a 1.5. Because they're like, it was very much like a what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, some of the stuff that was really fucked up happened pretty early on. So it was like, okay, what is going to happen next?
Yeah.
What could they possibly do now that she's eaten a finger?
What are you going to do?
Jesus Christ. Well, you're going to eat your friend.
Well, she didn't.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
You're going to find out your sister ate your friend.
Yikes.
How sexy did you think it was?
I mean, I think it was a 2.
Okay.
It wasn't a 1.
Yeah.
And I couldn't justify anything more than a 2. It's just like, yeah. I don't know. Just something about it. I don't know. It's not the eating people. Maybe it is a little.
Okay.
I don't know. What did you give it?
I gave it a 2.
Okay. Why?
I just feel like maybe that's between me and God.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's definitely like a vibe thing,
Yeah.
I think blood is kind of hot. I like when people are covered in blood. I think it's a look. So that happens. It is. It's just kind of like the vibe of it.
It's a tone thing.
It's not unsexy,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's
And
not sexy. You know what I mean?
yeah. And
Yeah.
I bet if you went back to, I literally just said, the menu is the same tone for me. It was the same tone. I bet I gave that the same sexiness rating.
It's
bet that was
crazy
the
to
two.
me. These movies are so tonally different that it's crazy.
They are different. They are very different movies, but the tone
the
felt
tone is
the same.
to
I'm
you.
wrong. I'm not saying
Thank
it
you.
right. I'm just saying that as I was watching
That's all
the
I
menu,
needed.
I think what I should be saying is that as I was watching the menu, I thought it was the same tone as this movie. Not that I think this movie is the same tone as the menu. I should clarify.
That's yes.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
so
appreciate that clarification.
Thanks. How fucked up did you think it was?
Okay, I gave it a 3.5.
Oh.
And I broke it down.
Okay.
I gave it 0.5 for the rash scene because it made me itchy. When
Yeah.
she's like itching herself. God, I can still hear it.
Yeah.
And then I gave by the way, none of the points that I gave it for really have anything to do with the cannibalism at all.
Yikes.
I gave half a point for when she eats the piece of the guy's lip off of the floor of the shower, because I don't like that it's off of the floor of the shower. I was in my 20s when I found out it's really normal for people to pee in their shower, so that's gross to me.
Do you not pee in the shower?
No, I don't. I pee and then I go shower. That's crazy. You're standing
in your
piss.
In your own shower?
Yeah, it's disgusting. You're standing in piss and you're gross.
For like a second.
You're gonna get fucking athlete's foot. Anyways, I don't like that.
I would just like to say I would
communal?
Yeah, that's disgusting. But I would just like to say I have always peed in my own shower. Every time I shower, it's some sort of reaction now, and I have never, not one time, had athlete's foot. So
just fucking pee leg and foot. Disgusting. Gotta fucking rewash after that.
I do it before I wash. I'm not a heathen.
Anyways,
okay, go ahead.
I
continue.
hate that. And then I gave it half a point for when the girl licks on the guy's eyeball. Cause I didn't want to see that. I kind of did because it was kind of cool, but also you just don't see that every day.
I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, it was at a party near the end. It was a very extended scene. Oh, you covered.
Yeah.
It was full contact. And then I gave it a full point. Can you guess what I gave it the full point for?
The dog?
No.
Oh.
I had previously mentioned that I do not like this at all.
What?
But I also know it didn't bother you in the other movie that I happened in. It's when she's throwing up her hair.
Oh, yeah.
That is the scene that I think about the most from this film after, in the 2 years since I last watched it. I hate it. The hair in the throat and,
yeah.
It's so gross, and it happens for so long, and she's just pulling so much out. Hated it.
It bothered me more in this movie than it did in... What was it called?
When Evil Lurks.
When Evil Lurks. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a worse one, for sure. What did you give it? That's a really long-winded explanation. I give it 3.5.
I give it 4.
Yeah.
This is the most nauseous I've been watching any movie that we've watched. I was on the verge of throwing up several times. It was mostly the eating people. It just made me sick. I've never been so nauseous. And it was mostly the eating people. Okay. I didn't like the dog being cut open scene, and I didn't like the dogs on the table scene where all the dogs are out on the table, because how did they film that? And yeah, I I didn't like the shower scene because I didn't like her picking stuff out of her teeth and then eating it. It was less about the pee off the floor. I mean, I wouldn't eat anything off of the shower floor, even my own shower floor, especially not my own shower floor. I know that there's pee there.
Yeah, there's years of piss.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Just, it was a very fucked up movie. I did not like looking at the leg. I didn't like biting the face or the lip.
Mm.
The hair thing didn't bother me too much. It did bother me more than the other movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a 4 for me.
Oh, I forgot to include the sexual assault scene too. That was like uncomfy. Did you watch the movie?
With Adrian?
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
What scene?
Well, I mean,
where he's screaming, "Stop! Stop! Please stop!" and she doesn't.
Well, she's also pressured in another scene, the one where she bites the guy's lip. So I was like, I just said that, and then yeah. Got it. Got it.
That makes sense.
Ooh.
All right. I think that might be the highest fucked up score for both of us.
I think so. It's a pretty fucked up movie.
It is.
And the spread wasn't too far, because I've definitely voted some stuff a lot higher than you in the past.
Yeah.
And I think I've had a 4 before.
Yeah, no, this definitely has some shit in it that like you don't see every day. And it does have a lot of like specific things to me personally that I don't like.
Yeah.
Like the shower thing is weird and the hair thing is weird, but I don't know, I just don't like that at all.
Yeah.
And the rash, God, I get itchy just like talking about shit like that.
It didn't bother me at all.
I hate that. Oh. I'm gonna like be itchy now. Okay, overall, what did you think?
I actually liked watching this.
Interesting.
Yeah. I did not dislike it. And I what I really love the most is like watching interviews with the director and really understanding why she made the choices that she made. And like being able to, oh yeah, I can see why she would do that, or like, oh yeah, I knew that that I figured that was why she would do that. So that made it a little bit more fun for me. So I gave it a 3.
Okay.
Yeah. If I didn't have the director's context, it probably would have been a 2.5.
Oh.
Just like right down the middle, like,
yeah.
But I don't know, I liked it better with her kind of like painting the picture a little better for me. You know?
I like how when I gave Arcadian a 3, you said that was a bad score. So it's interesting now that you're saying, oh, I liked this movie, but it's a 3. When I say it doesn't count, but when you say it.
It's not a good score. I'm not going to watch this again. But I did kind of have a little bit of fun watching it through my fingers.
You didn't even experience it.
Yeah, and I had it muted most of the time too. I was not about to listen to her squelching her sister's finger down her throat. It's disgusting. No way.
There wasn't even that much squelching.
Also, fuck, I was so fucking sure that they were gonna wax the wax was too hot or something, and they were gonna wax her skin off, and then the sister was gonna nibble on it or some shit. And I was not about to see someone wax their fucking labia off. So I turned the volume down.
Yeah.
And I still gave it a 3.
Wow.
What did you give it?
I gave it a 4.5.
Holy shit.
I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's so good. I think, like, mixing cannibalism into a coming-of-age story is incredible. And just, it is kind of like that allegory of, like, this growing up and starting to do your own things, and then it just all goes haywire. And I like cannibalism. I think it's fun. But it is definitely, like, super disturbing graphics. But I kind of like that, because I'm desensitized. But I don't know, I think it was beautifully written. I think it's beautifully shot. I think the performances were fantastic. And it's fucked up. It's the recipe for a 4.5 in my book.
What would have made it a 5?
If they cut out the hair thing. I don't want to see that. Get rid
Fair.
of that. Get that off my screen right now.
Why did she even have? Oh, because she was her own hair.
Yeah,
she was eating
like,
her own hair.
Yeah.
When her professor was bullying her.
Yeah, I love that scene. Well, I'd rather you fail than him. Tell her.
Yeah.
All right, well, would you survive?
Nobody dies.
Well,
so
Adrian dies, so.
Oh, that's true.
Jesus.
I forgot about Adrian.
One of the 3 main characters.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
God, of course the gay guy dies.
I know.
What the hell?
Does suffer from the bury your gays trope.
Ugh. I mean, yeah. Because, I mean, I'm putting myself in the shoes of the main character. And I think not only am I living, I am a successful vegetarian.
Oh, you don't think you would have eaten the meat and kicked off the events?
Well, I mean, I would have lived through the movie as it was portrayed. And then after that, I'm just, my solution is vegetarianism.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm good.
Easy.
Easy, yeah. I mean, there just really wasn't a whole lot of death.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, I think so. Because Adrian dies and then, like, the random people that the sister kills, but...
Yeah.
I think if I developed a need to eat raw meat, the second I was chomping into a raw chicken, I wouldn't have even gotten to the people eating part, because as soon as I found myself in that situation, I'm checking myself into a care center, and we're going to deal with that.
Yeah.
Because something's not right. Something's off. And we're going to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm also probably going to go no contact with my mom, who just didn't tell me that could have happened to me. That's crazy.
But what about your dad?
He's on thin ice.
Like, what, you guys never, went swimming or anything? You've never seen your dad with his shirt open or off, or...
Maybe he wears, a swim shirt for modesty.
Maybe.
Just saying. Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
All right. You want to predict the plot of next week's film?
Yeah.
All right. Next week, we're going to be talking about Pandorum.
Is this another cube movie?
Is
there a cube in this?
Does the name give off cube vibes?
Kind of. It gives off box vibes.
Yeah.
Okay. Pandorum is about a group of people in the 1800s.
Yeah.
On a ship. And the movie takes place on the boat exclusively.
Yep.
And they are charged with delivering a special package from one place to another. And it's a very mysterious person who has instructed that they do this. And they made it very clear they should not open the package.
Right.
But they do.
Oh, come on.
Yep. And then there's a huge storm. And a lot of people die in the storm.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main character, is 2 or 3 of them, escape on a lifeboat. And they're like, oh, thank God we don't have to deal with that box anymore that we opened and we shouldn't have opened. And then they're going through the supplies in the lifeboat, and there's the fucking
that pesky box.
Yeah, and so they're all just sitting there oh my God, what do we do? And the power of needing to open the box overcomes them. So they open the box again, and that's the end of the movie.
Setting itself up for a sequel.
No, it's implied they all die.
Oh, damn.
Is there a sequel?
You tell me.
No.
No, I'm kidding. There's not a sequel.
Does it have anything to do with Pandora's box?
It does not. No.
What a dumb name.
Should my clue for it be why it's titled that?
Maybe.
I'll tell you first. It stars Dennis Quaid, Ben Foster, and Cam Gigandet.
Oh, from Twilight. And Burlesque.
And Easy A.
That.
Yeah, he gets, what is it, herpes? From, like, Lisa from Friends.
What the fuck?
It's a wild movie. Can't wait for you to watch it.
Is that how you say his name, by the way?
Gigandet? Yeah,
Mhm.
I googled it.
Nice.
All right, I'm going to tell you why it's called Pandorum, and that's going to be the hint that you get for what it's about.
Okay.
The film's title is a fictional slang term for a form of psychosis caused by deep space and triggered by emotional stress, leading to severe paranoia, delirium, and nosebleeds.
Oh, I fucking love space.
Thought you might like that.
I love a space movie. And I actually mean it, and nothing's gonna change my mind in the next episode. If there's one thing I love more than people eating people, it's space.
One by one, I'm just gonna ruin everything you love. I'm kidding. Yeah, I really, I personally think I'm knocking it out of the park here with cannibalism, space, all the things you love.
Yeah. And what a cast.
Great cast, yeah.
I love Dennis Quaid. I don't think I'm supposed to, though. I think he's, like, not a good guy or something.
Is he?
I think he's kind of an asshole. But I could be wrong. I'm so sorry if I'm wrong.
I don't recall anything off the top of my head. And usually I'm pretty good with that kind of, I love ruining celebrities for people.
Yeah. She really does.
But everyone in Hollywood probably sucks, so I wouldn't be surprised, but also, God, he's hot in the Parent Trap.
He's just hot all the time. He's a nice looking salt and pepper daddy.
Yeah.
Have you seen the commercial that he does where he's pretending like he's an asshole?
No.
Oh, it's really funny.
No.
Maybe he's not. Oh, I retract my statement. He's probably not. He's probably such a sweetheart, and I'm just, like, shitting on him for no reason. But, I mean, to be fair, I had a 99.999% chance of being right.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Oh, God. Who's the one that, like, stole water or something?
I'm not finding anything there. I just scrolled down and saw that he said that Ronald Reagan was his favorite president.
That's not ideal.
That's crazy. Ronald Reagan is the literal devil.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he's a conservative, and that's why we're not supposed to like him.
I don't know. Yeah, he's registered as an independent. He says he's voted for Democratic and Republican candidates. In April 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, he said that President Donald Trump was handling the pandemic well.
Well, yeah, so I think he's just a little conservative boy. A little conservative boy.
They always are. Anyways.
Enough about him.
Tune in next week to find out what dirt we uncover on
Dennis Quaid. Leave Cam alone. Don't ruin him for me.
He's blonde. He's got enough going against him at this point.
Oh, but he's so hot in Burlesque.
He is actually very attractive in Burlesque.
Yeah.
It's the guy liner, though.
Duh.
Guys, if you want to be hotter, just do a little guy liner.
Wear eyeliner. It's not that hard.
It's so easy. Paint your nails and do a little guy liner.
I'm not going to wear any eyeliner, but they should.
I'm too lazy for it. But if you aren't lazy and you want to wear eyeliner, do it. It's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
All right, well, see you next week. If you're not already, please like and subscribe.
Please do it. And maybe we'll have more inline ratings next week. I think it's funny. Last week, You gave it a 4.5. I gave it a 3 this week. I gave it a 4.5. You gave it a 3.
I give something a 4. Oh, yeah, Arcadian. That movie's
Mhm.
really good. I've been telling everybody to see that. Yeah,
Well,
you're
maybe
right,
next
though.
week we'll close the gap a little.
Yeah. Yeah, 5s all around. I'm not getting
We'll
my
have
hopes
to
up.
wait and see.
I'm not getting my hopes up.
Space.
Space. All right, bye.
Bye. We'll see you then.
See ya.